Right now, something extraordinary is happening in India. A country that already produces the third largest number of startups in the world is about to experience a seismic shift, and it is all being driven by artificial intelligence. From Bangalore to Mumbai, from Delhi to Hyderabad, founders are building companies that would have been impossible just 5 years ago. They are doing it faster, cheaper, and smarter than ever before. And the reason is simple. AI is not just a tool anymore. It is becoming the foundation of how startups are born, how they grow, and how they compete on the global stage. If you have been watching the tech world closely, you know that something big is brewing, and India is right at the center of it. Let us start with the numbers because they tell a powerful story. India is home to over 112,000 startups as of 2025. The country mints roughly 3 to 4 new startups every single day. According to NASSCOM, the Indian AI market is projected to reach over $17 billion by 2027, and the government has committed over $1.2 billion to its national AI mission. These are not abstract projections. This is real capital flowing into real infrastructure, real talent, and real innovation happening right now. When you combine a massive young population with increasingly affordable technology and strong government backing, you get a startup ecosystem that is perfectly primed for an AI revolution unlike anything we have seen before. So, what exactly is AI changing about how startups operate in India? The answer is almost everything. Traditionally, launching a startup meant hiring a large team early on. You needed developers, marketers, analysts, customer support agents, and designers just to get off the ground. That cost serious money, and most Indian founders were bootstrapping with extremely limited capital. AI has completely rewritten that equation. Today, a solo founder or a two-person team can launch a product that looks and performs like it was built by a team of 50. Tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, and open-source models like Llama and Mistral are giving founders superpowers they never had before. They can generate code, write marketing copy, analyze complex data, build customer support chatbots, and even create product prototypes without writing a single line of code themselves. Take the example of customer service. Indian startups in e-commerce, fintech, and edtech are now deploying AI-powered chatbots that handle over 70% of customer queries without any human intervention. Companies like Yellow.ai and Haptik, both born in India, have built AI systems that serve millions of users in multiple Indian languages. This is not just basic automation. This is intelligent, context-aware communication that scales without adding headcount. For a young startup trying to grow fast on a limited budget, this capability is an absolute game changer that levels the playing field against larger competitors. Now let us talk about one of the biggest advantages India has in this AI revolution, and that is its extraordinary talent pool. India produces over 1.5 million engineering graduates every year. According to Stanford's 2024 AI Index report, India ranks among the top 3 countries globally for AI research output and developer activity. Platforms like Kaggle report that Indian users represent one of the largest communities of data scientists and machine learning practitioners anywhere in the world. And the cost of hiring AI talent in India is still significantly lower than in the United States or Western Europe. This means Indian startups can build world-class AI products at a fraction of the cost, giving them a massive competitive edge when entering global markets. But talent alone does not build an ecosystem. You also need infrastructure, and this is where India's government has made some genuinely smart and strategic moves. The India AI mission, launched with a budget exceeding $1.2 billion, focuses on building public compute infrastructure, creating large language models trained in Indian languages, and supporting AI startups through dedicated funding and incubation programs. The government has also established centers of excellence for AI across multiple cities and is working to create open datasets that startups can use to train their own models. Add to this the Digital India Initiative, UPI's massive payment infrastructure, and the Aadhaar identity system, and you have a digital backbone that makes it easier than ever for AI startups to build, test, and scale products rapidly. Developers push updates live, users try features in co-working spaces, rapid iteration with real feedback, deploy, test, learn, improve, repeat. faster releases, safer rollbacks, data-driven decisions, and a continuous delivery mindset. Let us look at some real examples of how AI is already transforming Indian startups across different sectors. In healthcare, companies like Niramai are using AI to detect breast cancer through thermal imaging, making screenings more accessible and affordable in rural areas where traditional facilities simply do not exist. In agriculture, startups like Cropin are using satellite imagery and AI models to help farmers optimize crop yields, predict weather patterns, and reduce waste significantly. In Fintech, companies like Perfios and Lentra are using AI to automate credit underwriting, enabling banks to process loan applications in minutes instead of weeks. In education, platforms like Imbibe and Vedantu are using AI to personalize learning experiences for millions of students, adapting content in real time based on individual performance and learning pace. These are not experimental pilots. These are fully scaled products serving millions of users today. And here is what makes the Indian AI startup story even more compelling. India has a unique challenge that also happens to be a unique opportunity. The country has 22 officially recognized languages and hundreds of dialects. Building products that work across this incredible linguistic diversity has always been a major barrier for technology companies. But now, multilingual AI models are breaking that barrier down rapidly. Startups are building voice assistants, translation tools, and customer interfaces that work seamlessly in Hindi, Tamil, Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, and dozens of other languages. This is opening up markets that were previously completely unreachable. A farmer in rural Madhya Pradesh can now interact with a fintech app in Hindi. A small business owner in Kerala can get AI-powered accounting help in Malayalam. This kind of radical inclusion was absolutely unimaginable just 5 years ago. The venture capital landscape in India is also shifting dramatically to reflect this AI transformation. In 2024, AI-focused startups in India raised over $3.6 billion in funding, a significant jump from previous years. Investors like Accel, Peak 15, partners formerly Sequoia Capital India, and Lightspeed are actively seeking AI-native startups to back. New AI-focused venture funds are emerging specifically to support early-stage AI companies across India. The message from the investment community is unmistakable. If you are building with AI in India right now, there has never been a better time to raise capital and scale your vision. But it is not just about building AI products. It is about how AI is fundamentally changing the very culture of startups in India. The old model was heavily influenced by Silicon Valley. Move fast, break things, raise as much money as possible, and grow at all costs. AI is enabling a completely different kind of startup culture. One that is more capital efficient, more focused on solving real problems, and more accessible to founders who do not come from elite backgrounds or prestigious institutions. You no longer need to have studied at an IIT or worked at a Big Four consulting firm to build a successful technology company. AI is democratizing entrepreneurship across India. A 22-year-old from a Tier 2 city with a laptop and access to AI tools can now build and ship a product that genuinely competes with well-funded companies in Bangalore. This shift is also changing the types of problems that startups are choosing to solve. Instead of building yet another food delivery app or social media platform, a new generation of Indian founders is using AI to tackle deeply local and meaningful problems. Waste management in crowded Indian cities, water quality monitoring in rural areas, mental health support in regional languages, legal document automation for small businesses that cannot afford lawyers. These are problems that matter to hundreds of millions of people, and AI is finally making it economically viable to solve them at scale. Of course, significant challenges remain. Data privacy regulations in India are still evolving, and the Personal Data Protection Act is still being fully implemented. The quality and availability of labeled training data in Indian languages remains a real bottleneck. There are legitimate concerns about AI bias, especially when models trained primarily on Western data are applied to Indian context without proper adaptation. And the gap between AI readiness in metro cities versus smaller towns is still considerable. But these challenges are also enormous opportunities. The startups that figure out how to navigate these complexities will have massive first-mover advantages that are difficult to replicate. Looking ahead, the trajectory is undeniably clear. By 2030, McKinsey estimates that AI could add over $500 billion to India's GDP. The World Economic Forum projects that AI will create over 97 million new jobs globally, and India is positioned to capture a significant share of that growth. Indian startups that are building AI solutions today are not just preparing for the future. They are actively constructing it, one product and one solution at a time. Every new AI startup that launches in India adds another building block to an ecosystem that is rapidly becoming one of the most dynamic and innovative in the entire world. So what does all of this mean for you? Whether you are a founder thinking about your next idea, an investor looking for the next big market opportunity, or someone simply curious about where technology is heading, the message is the same. India's startup culture is being fundamentally transformed by artificial intelligence. The combination of a massive talent pool, supportive government policies, increasingly affordable technology, and a billion-plus population with incredibly diverse needs creates an environment where AI-driven startups can thrive like nowhere else on the planet. The question is no longer whether AI will transform startup culture in India. The question is how fast it will happen and who will lead the way. The startups being built today in dorm rooms, co-working spaces, and garage offices across India are laying the groundwork for what could become the most significant economic transformation in the country's history. The future of entrepreneurship is being rewritten by artificial intelligence, and it is being written in India.